Hi guys! Today's topic is about international e-commerce and digital economy. There are two learning objectives in this topic, and I hope that by the end of this topic, you should be able to first, to explain what is international e-commerce and digital economy. Second, to discuss the issues and challenges involved in international e-commerce and digital economy. So, without further ado, let's now start with understanding what is digital economy and e-commerce. Digital economy refers to an economy that is based on digital computing technologies. Although we are increasingly perceive this as conducting business through market based on the internet and the World Wide Web. The digital economy is also referred to as the internet economy, new economy, or web economy. According to Thomas Messenberg, there are three main components of the digital economic concept which can be identified. First, e-business infrastructure, which refer to the infrastructure used such as hardware, software, telecom, networks, human capital, and etc. Second, e-business, which cover how business is conducted, any processes that an organization conducts over computer-mediated networks. And third, e-commerce refer to the transfers of goods, for example, goods and services sold online. And among these three, we will only discuss the e-commerce component for today's lesson. Digital economy also enable billions of online connections among people, businesses, data, devices, and processes. The digitization of the economy creates benefit and efficiency as digital technology drive innovation and fuel jobs opportunities and economic growth of the country. The IMD World Digital Competitiveness Ranking measure the capacity and readiness of 63 economies or countries to adopt and explore digital technologies as a key driver for economic transformation in businesses, government, and wider society. According to the IMD World Digital Competitiveness Ranking in 2019, the top three countries are the US, Singapore, and Sweden. Here are some examples to show the general e-commerce platforms that we have in Malaysia. Shopee, Lazada, Zalora, and Fashion Valet are the platforms which selling variety of goods, whereas GrabFood, AirAsia, Foodpanda are the platforms which generally providing services such as delivery services and airline services. So, which category does consumer mainly spend through e-commerce? This figure shows the total annual amount spent on consumer e-commerce category around the world in 2019. There are 8 categories. The highest spending was on travel, including accommodation category, with $750.7 billion, whereas the lowest was the digital music category, with $12.05 billion. We also can see that global consumers spend in various goods and services in this figure, from fashion and beauty to electronic and physical media, food and personal cares, and many more. So, which countries spend most in e-commerce? Any guess from you? Would your country consider to be among those that spend the most in e-commerce? This figure shows the top 10 countries which has the highest amount per capita spend on e-commerce. The UK ranked number 1 while Germany ranked number 10. We can see that even with Germany ranked number 10, The amount spent annually per capita is close to £1,000, and the UK was the only country which spent up to £3,000 per capita annually. Due to globalization, both people and businesses are moving to a more digitization economy. The two figures we have discussed earlier have shown that consumers spending a lot in purchasing goods and services online. So, does this mean that e-commerce is 100% better than traditional commerce, the brick and mortar commerce? Let's now have a look on the advantages and disadvantages of e-commerce. In terms of advantages, first of all, e-commerce enables transactions to be processed 24/7. There will be no specific business hours like the traditional commerce shop and store. E-commerce allows businesses to reach customers globally across national boundaries. Additionally, it also allows bigger market segmentation due to no geographical limitation. Through e-commerce, consumers can easily find products and services that they want. Everything is within their fingertips. Consumers also able to easily manage time required for shopping as there are no open and closing time in e-commerce. It is available 24/7. E-commerce is conducted virtually through internet and worldwide websites. Physical shops are mainly for storage, therefore doesn't require much spaces as compared to traditional commerce shops and stores. However, despite all the advantages, e-commerce also poses some disadvantages, such as no guarantee for the quality of products. Consumer cannot physically touch and examine the product in e-commerce, therefore exposed to the risk that products might not reach up to the expectation. Since everything is conducted virtually through a system, consumer will not experience direct customer-company interaction. Everything will be solved virtually and non-verbally. This is what happened with AirAsia website, which only have automated customer services to entertain customer inquiries and no human customer services available most of the time. And the technical failures can discourage customers for repeating their purchase from the same websites. Another disadvantage is e-commerce vulnerable to scam and phishing attacks, which make it less appealing to customers. Thus far, we have covered and discussed digital economy and e-commerce. Now, we will discuss some of the issues and challenges involved in digital economy and e-commerce. If there were any lingering doubts about the necessity of digital transformation to business longevity, the coronavirus has silenced them. In a contactless world, the vast majority of interaction with customers and employees must take place virtually. With rare exception, operating digitally is the only way to stay in business through mandated shutdowns or lockdown and restricted activity. It's go digital or go dark. The digital mandate isn't new. It's simply been brought into sharp focus. Prior to the COVID-19 pandemic, a paradigm shift towards digitization and servitization of the economy was already underway. Current events of COVID-19 pandemic have accelerated this paradigm, as evidenced by the market shift in spending towards digital businesses. And this is just the beginning. The pandemic is a reality check for businesses that have been reluctant to embrace digital transformation and now find themselves unprepared. On the other hand, businesses that had not only developed digital strategies but executed them prior to the pandemic are now in a position to leapfrog their less nimble competitors. That isn't to understate the COVID-19 related challenges they now face, irrespective of their current level of digital maturity. Going digital in and of itself isn't a panacea to all that else businesses in the current economic environment. They do, however, have significantly more tools at their disposal to not only weather the storm but to come out the other side stronger for it. For an example, China. As the pandemic has destroyed some businesses and industry, it has greatly accelerated the uptake of digital technology. As consumers unable to leave their home, consumers embrace applications like JD.com, Meituan, Elam, and Pinduoduo, which enable them to purchase food, oil, vegetable, and daily necessities online. Not only for household goods, other industries also rapidly shift to a digital technology such as healthcare, banking, school, and university. Another example, Alibaba online orders saw during coronavirus pandemic situation. Alibaba benefited as a shift in consumer shopping habits become more entrenched during widespread lockdown due to the virus outbreak. Consumers already make more purchases on the internet in China than their global peers before the outbreak. Yet, the outbreak actually accelerated a move by older consumers, and especially those in smaller Chinese cities, to shift their buying from physical store to online platform. As we are unsure when we will be able to get normal, e-commerce and digital economy play a significant role in so many aspects in the economy. This is in order to keep the country going, such as digital health solution, which telehealth doctors' visits replace the traditional physical visits. For example, much of America's healthcare system has gone digital to alleviate some of the strain imposed by the coronavirus pandemic. Next, fully adoption of supply chain 4.0. As many physical business locations are shut down, consumers are turning to online shopping to meet their needs, even those who had historically been reluctant to do so. Therefore, retail e-commerce sales will be keep on increasing. So, we can see that the latest pandemic outbreak have accelerated the transformation towards digitalized economy in all countries across sectors. Therefore, it poses challenges to which countries, businesses, and people have to adapt to new technology which are compatible with the current needs. New regulation in governing digital world to avoid phishing and scam. New competitors and customer because digital economy enable global transactions across boundaries. New business model which applicable to the digital economy and new global threats as digital economy is more open and reachable than ever before. So that's all for today's topic. Thank you and see you in the next topic. Bye bye.